G'day legends, welcome back to Mikey Talk. Today we have episode 14 where I'll be talking to you about a recent experience I had at Marvel Stadium for the Western Bulldogs and Adelaide Crows game, which was celebrating Marcus Bontempelli and Tom Liberatore's 250th milestone. So both those boys actually played their games in consecutive away games the previous weeks, but this was the first game back at Marvel Stadium for a home game after they played the 250th. So it was a big celebration for it. For anyone seen any of the recent episodes, we did we as in Good Ideas did the campaign for Bont's 250th, so the design of the shirts and the hoodies and whatnot. So if you're interested in that, I would recommend going back and watching that. But yeah, the club were generous enough to give me locker room access before and after the game to get a bit of a behind the scenes look at everything. And yeah, it was an awesome experience. First time having that access, which was really cool. I think like even growing up as a kid, as a Doggies fan, it's something you always imagine and dream of. So it was pretty special to get that privilege to go down there on the game and experience it like that. So to start off the day before the game, on the Friday, they had a captain's run down at Winton Oval. So I popped down for that. Had like a little inside training session where all the players were wearing Bont's 250th and Lib's 250th t-shirts. So that was sick as well. Captain's run, it's not a full training session, it's just a bit of a touch of the footy and a kick around. But it was really cool to see them all wearing the different shirts. That was the first time really seeing a bunch of the designs in person at once. And they came out awesome, super happy with it. I know the club are really happy with it as well. And I've heard that the AFL is pretty impressed with the designs, and it's kind of set a benchmark for what teams should be doing in terms of milestone designs. You don't have to just get the same cookie cutter stuff every day, like especially when it's big players like Bont and Libba. It makes sense to go all out and do something special for them. So it's really cool to see that it was reciprocated and everyone loved the designs. So that was on the Friday. And then Saturday, it was a day game. I think the game kicked off at about 1:20. So head down to the stadium about 12:30. Then you walk inside, the Bulldogs shop's up there. And you see all the shirts everywhere. Heaps of people purchasing them. And then even just walking around and seeing a lot of people in the hoodies and the t-shirts was really cool. Really happy and proud of the job that was executed on that. So seeing it then in person was really cool. So sit down at our seats and then get ready for the pre-game warm-up. So head down to the locker rooms. The players were on the field at that time, so we went down, saw the little Western Bulldog mascot, I can't remember what his name is. I think it used to be Sid. I don't know if that's the same one. I can't remember. The little Bulldog walking around, nice and cute. And then walking into the player rooms before they start was also a really intense experience. I've watched a lot of documentaries on US sports like the NFL and the NBA, and they have a lot of footage on those kind of locker room situations. And I feel like this mirrored that quite closely. It's interesting to see the players out on the ground interacting with all the fans and kind of having a laugh and whatnot. And then as soon as you walk down into the rooms, the energy and the mood changes quite dramatically. The music's pumping, so you can see they're all trying to get in the mood, but the actual the talk between the players and everything is pretty, I don't want to say mellow. It's not mellow. I don't know what the right word to describe it is, as it's just really intense, and you can see they're all getting in the zone and really locked in and focusing on the game. It's like out in the field, it's all nice and fun and interactive, and then you walk into the rooms and it's like, okay, now we gotta lock in. We got a massive game coming up. So yeah, really enjoyed seeing the little warm-ups before the game. And then probably my favourite part of the whole weekend, of the whole game, was standing on the field just as the players were about to run out, kind of like right in the entrance where they run through, and then all the lights go off in the stadium. And Marvel, even though it's a day game, it's got the roof on, which mind you, should have bloody been open. I don't know why they don't open the roof, because it was a gorgeous day out there. But anyway, the roof's closed, so all of a sudden all the lights go off and it gets really quiet, and then on the big screen it's like this cool animation of the Bulldog's face, and like the red, white and blue flashing lights start flashing. And man, it's like, I feel like being there doesn't I feel like the footage doesn't do it justice for what it was like being there, because you could really feel the energy and how intense it was. Intense is a word that keeps coming up because you really do feel it. And then, so yeah, the lights start flashing and Lose Yourself by Eminem starts playing, which is fucking sick, because who doesn't love Eminem? And a bit of Lose Yourself, I think, pumps everyone up. So that starts playing, and then the players start slowly walking out of the gate. They've got the big smoke machines going. It was so sick to see them walking through. Bont's like waving his hand through the smoke, and you can see they're all just getting ready for a massive game. And it was a big game. Like, the one thing everyone's held over the Doggies this year is they can't beat a top team. So I think coming into this with only like 5 or 6 games left in the season, top 4 on the line against Adelaide, who are in great form and a great club, who I think were sitting 3rd on the ladder, it was a really big game. It wasn't just a regular situation. You could feel how important it was. So they come on, they walk on the field, walk through the banner, and then that's it. Game's about to start, so head back to the seats, watch them warm up for a little bit. I love the countdown that they do before the game as well. 60 seconds playing down, right up to the whistle. There was a bit of beef going on in the forward line to kick it off, so it was already getting into it. And yeah, then the game starts. So having that whole experience was really cool, and I think it's something that I'll treasure. It doesn't matter how many times I do that. I think it being the first time, and the first time really feeling it and witnessing it, will always be memorable. So yeah, and then the game didn't go exactly how we wanted. It started off really well, but it is what it is. Adelaide are a great side. They played awesome. Their tackling was great, and what can you do? Bont played incredible, had one of his career best games, at least from the outside perspective. That's what it felt like. It really felt like he was doing everything he could to will the team to a win, but it just didn't happen. And that's life sometimes. I was really hoping for a win, because I knew the locker room vibes after were going to be high. But yeah, that's what happened. And then it was interesting. After the game finished, I kind of turned to Heather, who had the locker room access with me as well. And part of me didn't want to go back down there. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's going to be like all sad and just low emotion and all of the things that would happen after a loss like that. So I was pretty keen to just let them do their thing and go home. But she brought up a good point, and like, this is part of competition and it's part of sport, is one team wins and one team loses, and the emotion on either side is a spectrum. Like, one's high up and about, the other is like quite sad and depressing. But that's why we love sport. You don't get the good wins without the losses. And then even that night, we watched a 30 for 30 documentary on the bad boy Pistons from like the 80s to the 90 championship. And they went through such heartbreak from like 84, 85, 86, 87, even 88. They just had like so many heartbreaking losses. And to see the footage in the locker room from the game after that really paints the perspective of the big picture. And then especially when you do come in and win, it's so much sweeter. So yeah, decided, no, fuck it. We're already here. Let's just head down and see what it's like. So headed back into the locker room after the game, and it wasn't as sad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more mellow, but it was nice to see the players having all their family and their friends around them supporting them. Like, it definitely wasn't up and about and exciting or entertaining by any means, but it was really cool to see like the raw moment of just having the support of friends and family after a loss like that. Still smiles going around, spirits high. It's hard not to. Like, I still think it's an amazing team, and they can go on with a deep finals run. Got the Brisbane Lions up at the Gabba this week, which is a huge game, but a win there can undo everything from the last loss. So it wasn't all doom and gloom. I think spirits are still pretty high, but it was just a really cool experience to feel it in its raw capacity from the moment before the game to after the game. And yeah, very grateful for the club to give me that chance to go in and experience all that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to say for that. Something I would love to keep doing again. I think the footage came out really well as well, just to capture it without all the high production flashy lights. Just, this is the raw feeling of what it's like. So yeah, I might play some of my favourite clips that I got after this, so stick around for that. If not, let's see Friday night at the Gabba against the Lions, make up for it. But yeah, thanks for watching another episode, and I'll see you next week.
Is she happy? Sure.
Luke? It's the 250.
Yeah. There you go.
Can we just go?
Yeah. Nice. Ooh, nice one. Ooh, that's 2 years. I know. So you get you an update. There you go, buddy. Good work. Thank you very much. He's got someone else.